Wow, our world is so messed up. I'm going to cover something, and you're going to ask, well, what does this have to do with the Bible or Christians? I'm going to get to that towards the end, but I want to cover something. Maybe you haven't heard it, maybe you will have heard it, maybe you'll be hearing more about it. But a couple of different stories. One, I don't know if you all saw the receipt by a Venezuelan immigrant, someone who came all the way to this country, claiming asylum, or I don't know, whatever the reason was. I have no idea what their stated reason for coming here was. Was it some sort of physical persecution? Who knows? Obviously, we know the bulk of them are coming for, some are coming for nefarious reasons, some are coming for an opportunity at a better life. I get that. I would want to live, if I live in a different country, I would want to live in America, especially if I'm living anywhere in North or South America and not in the United States. I would want to live in the United States. It's just me, whether I'm in South America, Mexico, Canada, you name it. Well, they have this program now, and this is not some mystery or just some what have you. This is the United States of America in many cities, especially in New York. They're giving away millions and millions of dollars, and in some cases, totally billions of dollars to illegal immigrants. Have you seen this receipt? This is a receipt that was left by an immigrant shopping. Now, that's a lot of money. 13 something thousand, and I don't know how long, this person's had their benefits. Maybe it's down from 14,000. I have no idea. And then the cash balance, 4,000 plus or something like that. That's an awful lot of money to give an illegal immigrant. Somewhere around 18, 19, $20,000. I don't know if this is per month, if this is a one-time benefit. If it's per month, that is outrageous. If it's a one-time benefit, still outrageous.
Some migrant families will soon be given prepaid credit cards to buy food and baby supplies. The cards can only be used at bodegas, grocery stores, supermarkets, and convenience stores. Families who get these credit cards will be required to sign an affidavit swearing they will only use them for food or baby supplies.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to follow those affidavits. I'm pretty sure they are going to be honest, just like they were honest in their stated reasons for coming here, as well as their being honest about them showing up to court for whatever their court dates are. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's not going to be any sort of abuse. Now, the first abuse is going to be this. The natural tendency, what I understand what's flaring up on the back of your neck, I understand what's happening internally is you're giving this amount of money to illegal immigrants, illegal aliens. What about the people here?
As a black man, when you tell me that $53 million in a prepaid credit card program, okay, that is going to be something that's going to be allocated to illegal immigrants. All I'm saying is there's a whole bunch of black people that could have used that money. There's a whole bunch of homeless people that could have used that money. There's a whole bunch of legal migrants who could use that money. Hey. There's a whole bunch of folks in the Latino community who could use that. And when you do something like that, and of course, let me not forget the veterans.
Now, he's talking about Latinos and blacks and anybody, white or whoever. Why are we giving that? That's a lot of money to be given to people who are here illegally. Where is the money coming from? Well, it's coming from the people who are working, but also what about the people here who are also in some sort of financial distress? Regular Americans, average Americans who are in financial distress, who cannot get help in New York, in Chicago, in Boston, in DC, in California, these other places, but you're giving money to these other people. You're skipping not just the legal immigrants, but you're skipping Americans. Is there any wonder why people are upset and bothered by the administration? And so now we also have this story that you want to hear.
When I was Attorney General, I learned that the California Department of Corrections, which was a client of mine, I didn't get to choose my clients.
Right, a client of the Attorney General.
A client of the Attorney General, right. Of the Office of Attorney General, that they were standing in the way of surgery.
I'll never get used to, even though I've spent a lot of time around them, I'll never get used to a man dressed up as a woman. It's just hard for me to even keep a straight face. But it's difficult. It's difficult. But let's continue with the story.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. And there was a specific case. And when I learned about the case, I worked behind the scenes to not only make sure that that transgender woman got the services she was deserving. So it wasn't only about that case. I made sure that they changed the policy in the state of California so that every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access to the medical care that they desired and need. And I believe it was not only, I know it was historic in California, but I believe actually it may have been one of the first, if not the first in the country, where I pushed for that policy in a Department of Corrections.
So we should make sure that men who commit a crime, go to prison, who decide they want to be a woman should go ahead and get the surgeries required or needed or not required that they want, and then be placed into a female population. Now, first of all, they're going to still be bigger and stronger. Now, you also need to understand that this is not just happening in different states. It's happening in the Federal Bureau of Prisons. When I was there, they didn't have that, but now they have it to where you can put a man in a women's prison and understand he might just be taking hormone pills. And they put him there, and then what does he do? He attacks, he assaults one of the ladies. Rape in the California prison system, the penal system, as well as other states, and in the Federal Bureau of Prisons is up. But this isn't going to hurt anything. This is one of the things that's just, and I'm going somewhere with this, but this is one of those things that lets us know that the world has lost its mind. This is pretty common sense. Just like you don't give someone who's not in this country legally, you give them money that you would not have given to your own citizens. These are common sense things. No one in their right mind would have thought, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Or what about this?
Se está llevando la contienda ahora en las repeticiones, golpe de impacto.
So we've got men, XY chromosomes, who are bigger, stronger, who hit stronger, who are now allowed to fight women legally in a boxing match in the Olympics. Now, they previously weren't allowed in other boxing venues to fight. Other organizations said no, and they were previously banned from it or disallowed. Now they're allowed to, and the women are noticing something. These guys, these dudes, hit like dudes, and it's a problem. And they're going to ultimately get someone killed. But that's our way of thinking. Now, why is this even an issue? Why would you bring this up? Well, this is the sort of convoluted thinking that we are dealing with today, where right is wrong, wrong is right. Remember, the Bible talks about woe unto him who calls evil good and good evil, who suppresses or changes light for darkness and darkness for light, bitter for sweet. Well, this is what we're seeing now. And this is why it's important, vitally important, that believers in Christ, those of us who are Christians, act like it, but speak like it. Stand up. Present a unified look so that when we speak, they not only hear what we say, but they see how we do. Because obviously to us as believers, a lot of what we're seeing goes contrary to Scripture. Not necessarily the EBT stuff. That's just fools. That's just stupidity. That is government malfeasance at its best. But the issues with the transgender people in prison and in the Olympics, this is stuff that's being indoctrinated and being pushed back into our society, in our schools. Make no mistake about it. And it's already happening where they're going to start wanting churches to be open and receptive to these sorts of things. And so this is where we have to be light in a dark world. This is also frustrating. You're going to hear more and more about this. And this is an opportunity where you can just say, irrespective of your political party and affiliation, this is an opportunity where you, if you see something, say something, let your voice be heard. More important, though, how cool would it be if Christians actually let their voices be heard? How cool would that be? Instead of us being so fractured and splintered that we said, you know what, Republicans and Democrats and whoever else, these are the things that we are not going to tolerate. Because what if we just, I don't know, here's an idea. What if we set it out? What if Christians were so irate about the policies on both sides? We said, you know what, we are going to sit it out. What would those political parties do if they saw all of these millions of people? It's not going to happen, but what if? I'm playing what if right now. If they saw all of these millions of people saying, you know what, we need to tap into that market. And what do? Since they don't care about people anyway, I'm saying this for Democrats and Republicans. I think by and large, for the most part, they typically don't care about us. It's more about power. But let's go ahead and do something to appease them. Our numbers are bigger than the other numbers that we're talking about. So why not do something to appease them? Such as, let's go ahead and deal with this issue of abortion. Let's go ahead and deal with this issue of transgender, what have you, or the alphabet community. But then again, maybe it could be, how about this? Maybe it could be that Christians are doing that. Professed Christians are doing that. They are voting their conscience. They really truly believe it's okay to abort a baby. They really truly believe that it's okay to have any sort of sexual immorality that goes against the scriptures. Maybe that's a problem. Maybe we're not the solution to the problem. Maybe we are part of the problem.